Otezla prescribing information has no requirement for routine lab monitoring. Don't use if you're allergic to Otezla. It may cause severe diarrhea, nausea, or vomiting. Otezla is associated with an increased risk of depression. Tell your doctor if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts, or if these feelings develop. Some people taking Otezla reported weight loss. Your doctor should monitor your weight and may stop treatment. Upper respiratory tract infection and headache may occur. Tell your doctor about your medicines and if you're pregnant or planning to be. Otezla. Show more of you.
I would rather be called Shrek every day than be called the
all the things you
things
call me
you
in the lies
said
you
about
tell
your
about
friend
me.
of 10 years.
That was in a rage in my
You know
room,
what?
and we'll
I
address
think it's
that.
how you really feel because it was
No,
so
it's
ugly.
not.
That doesn't come out in your face.
That
is
is
the
not.
Lisa Barlow that I've known from day one. I'm glad you
From
finally
day one,
revealed
since
yourself. I said you're going to
2017.
reveal yourself, and you finally did. The curtains were pulled back, and that's who you are, and it's very
I
ugly.
knew that this was going to happen. I had
You
one
did because
moment.
you called your friend of 10 years a piece of shit garbage
I'll
for.
stop talking until
And that's the smallest of the things you said. But I'm going to preserve everyone's dignity and let you face that. And I'm not going to agree with
Did you
that.
call her a Lego figure?
I never did. I got sent a picture from their best friend that had her and said, "This looks like Heather." I have
We
never
saw the
said
text.
that.
That's how we know.
I haven't
That's
said
what
that.
you said.
I haven't said that. And I'll show you all of them. I will show you
We've
all of
seen
them. I haven't
Angie showed
printed.
us everything, and it is exactly the way you
Did she
spoke
show
of
you her
Meredith.
husband calling you trash and you trash and
We've
everything?
talked about all, but we spent a week in
Do you know
Cabo
what I
with her
think is
husband.
fascinating?
Because they are
Listen,
authentic people, and they only felt that way about us because of the horrible things you said. And now that we're all
I've never
friends,
talked to them about you
and
guys.
we know how you
I
really
never
feel about
talked to them
everyone
about
on
you
this
guys.
stage,
I
you've
do
been
not.
revealed, Lisa.
¿Por qué me manda esta foto así tan
I
asquerosa?
own what I did and say 100%.
Your Lego figurine back?
Yo te voy a mandar muchas más así.
It's body shaming.
En el
Body
toile.
fat shaming. It's
And no, I do not shame you or body shame you. I think you look great, Heather.
Es una medita did you get to call the rich?
Meredith, after the apology broke, you seemed
Oh, they
okay
good.
with
They
that.
got that.
What made you pull away from her
Trying to
again?
deal with that
I
bitch.
want to fucking see that receipt.
First of all, what I would like to accomplish today with Jen is a peaceful space.
I've been trying to get to that peaceful space for a while.
And for starters, I'd like to apologize to you for hurting you and or your family for anything that I said.
Thank you.
Sorry. I just need a moment and I'm a little verklempt.
What are you feeling right now?
Sorry, there's a lot more stuff that went on that goes well beyond you, Jen, that I don't even know how I can approach talking to you until I deal with some other stuff.
Okay. Is it about Brooke?
There was a lot going on last winter that I could not talk about. I had told Lisa that I had some very serious issues well beyond just losing my father, which was incredibly painful. The last time I saw my father was through a glass door on a FaceTime because of COVID. We had some very serious issues going on in my family. I couldn't get him buried. I couldn't get any peace. I was fighting incessantly with my sister. I had a nephew with mental health issues. It wasn't my story to tell. I couldn't talk about it. And I was in a state of immense pain. My fears, my reactions, everything was amplified a million times over. I think every one of you, anyone watching
What's wrong?
my behavior change from season 1 to season 2, I was insane by the end. Completely insane because I was emotionally devastated.
I totally understand. And Meredith, honestly, when I saw you, I saw myself a year ago with exactly how I responded and reacted because I was grieving and I didn't know and I couldn't get better until I went through all of that.
Meredith, I'm curious, as you watched the show back, how did you feel about the way that Jen treated you? How did she treat you this season?
Seeing how everything unfolded and the information that was given to Jen, or I should say misinformation, she was actually pretty kind at the end of the day.
Thank you for saying that. With your marriage last year and then with your dad and everything, and I would kind of hold back because I I know what it is to be going through a lot, and you're not being your normal true self. You're reacting, like you said, amplified.
Do you think ultimately she wound up treating you better this season than your friend?
Yes.
I feel like in a weird way we're rewriting history too. Like, I'm happy that you guys are in a good place right now and you're talking, but what's really weird to me is for the last year, this has not been working. This has been disjointed, horrible.
Wait, why is this being
and I've been in the middle of it, and I've been in the middle of it, and so to me it just seems like all of a sudden we're like kumbaya. Oh, I understand you. No, I do, but I know what I said, and I know it was horrible.
Yeah.
I know it was wrong. What happened if we erase that? Like, what is everyone going to say? Oh, your character's so bad. Oh, this. I know my character in that moment was horrible because I said this. With this, but wait, listen. It was what I did was horrible.
No, with what she said about needing a friend.
I was there for her though. Where I have to be perfect all the time, or it's I'm held to like a different bar.
With electric all-wheel drive, you have the capability to go to the ends of the earth for the things that matter most.
Alright, hang on there, big bird.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Come on, get! You only can't afford all these video games.
Can. State Farm has rates to fit your budget.
Do you hear that? You're coming out with me.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is
Anyway,
there.
the rest
Call
of
or
these
click to
fucking
get a
days
quote
are
today.
irrevocable. I'm going. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Venus,
70, 50% showers.
irritation defense fund. For smooth shave with blades that barely touch skin.
I got the new Galaxy S22 Ultra and Verizon 5G Ultra wideband. Wow. It's got amazing video on a crazy fast network. I can film whatever I want.
Premium video on a network up to 10 times faster. Now in many more cities. Buy the
Why not
Galaxy
just
S22
get in
Ultra
New
on
York
Verizon
today?
and get the S22 Plus.
Summer weather for them. And the weather's gonna go to 72 in New York.
Salt Lake City.
Come on.
Okay, I want to switch gears for a minute. Jenny, tell me
Come on.
what it means to be an immigrant woman of color
Lay down.
in Salt Lake City.
It's very difficult because growing up in Long Beach, there's a lot of diversity. And being an immigrant, I have a very heavy accent. And people don't respect that because, like, you live in America, you need to learn how to communicate. I communicate fine. Okay?
Really?
Just because I have an accent doesn't mean I don't know how to communicate.
Lisa is a longtime friend of Jenny's. What made you think she'd be a fit in this group?
Since we met when our boys were little, I just thought she was so fun and funny, and I loved when our families got together. I mean, Dewey adjusted Henry at 2 weeks old. He's like, this is good for babies. He gave him a little adjustment.
Sent your 2-year-old for an
Or
adjustment?
2-month-old.
2-month-old
Yeah.
for an adjustment?
Yeah, he got an adjustment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Meredith, what did you think when Jenny tried to get you and Jen to make up at ice fishing?
Jen, do you want to be friends with her or not? Just tell me now. Do you want to be friends with her? Yes, Jen. Do you want to be friends with her? Then you guys shut the fuck up and listen to each other.
Was she overstepping?
It felt a little bit that way. Jenny hadn't been there before, and she didn't fully understand the situation, and she was, you know, very, she had a lot to say.
Right.
Yeah.
Jen, as someone who is known for losing her temper, did Jenny come in too hot?
I appreciate Jenny's demeanor.
Why are you
But
laying
that
like this? You're not
time,
full.
I think
Babe,
I
look at
said
where
something
she's
to
laying.
Jenny like, you don't know what's going on, or you weren't here
You're not
when it
even a
happened.
baby. You're not full.
Heather and
Move
Whitney, you
over.
accused
Dang.
Lisa of pulling the puppet strings this
Wait.
season. Do you think Lisa manipulated Jenny
Ay,
into
Dios
fighting
mío,
some
por
of her battles?
Dios.
Yeah, 100%.
You do?
Stay right there.
I don't. No, I'm not her minion.
Hey,
And
chill
when
out.
you guys said
Que tú
that
estás muy
on
mala.
the show, I was taken back.
I love Jenny, but I think she's very, very loyal to Lisa. And Lisa likes her minions to do her dirty work.
I'm her friend, and she will not control what I do. So when
And
you
I don't
say
try
that, I
to
don't
either.
appreciate
I
that.
would never try to. In fact, I was very careful bringing Jenny into this friend group, and I said, you've seen the show, you've seen our dynamic, make your own judgments and have your own relationships.
So you have watched the show?
Yes, I have watched the show. But I would like to know what makes you think that
Lisa has the power to tell me what I should and should not do.
I
and
never
do her
said
dirty
Lisa
work.
has the power to control it all. I said I think Jenny's in a tough position because she is Lisa's friend, and Lisa has expectations of her friends that are
You're
very
narrating me.
controlling.
Don't do that.
And I
You're narrating me. Don't do that. Don't
that
narrate
you were
me.
going to be motivated to do what she was manipulating you to do.
What am I trying to make her do? What do I need her to do?
When you need her, you're there for her, and when you don't need her, you dismiss her. And I think that Jenny probably felt that, but we'll never say it because she's a loyal, good friend.
You know what you do? I want to say something real quick.
Yo, what happened?
You know what you do?
Bad weather right now?
Yeah, I'm talking bad weather. You like to say
Niggas be
that,
acting
oh,
crazy, right?
oh,
I don't get it. Dudes be on the game all day.
I don't want to, nor do I control anyone through manipulation or any other tactics. I have no tactics. You guys use the word minions.
That's what I'm saying.
They are the bad guys, and I don't like that.
I'm not saying that for an advantage. I'm saying that because I like
Yeah.
Jenny a lot. I think she's a
I know, and
strong,
you don't like
smart,
me, so you should
powerful-
disparage me. Yes,
Jenny,
I know you
I
don't.
apologize if I called you a minion. I apologize if I called you a minion. It's not the word, but
I
I'm
mean,
still your
Let's hear from Meredith.
I do think there is some level of control that goes on. Moreover, Lisa's own life than the other person. It's not. It's more of what you shouldn't be doing to respect her space.
I want to talk about something serious. This season,
Yeah, hold on, give me a second.
made a lot of racially insensitive remarks. Fans were all outraged. We were all outraged. The words were ignorant, intolerant, and hurtful. To Lisa,
For
about
real?
Jen and Vale, she said,
When I think about you, I see a heart.
What illegal badges?
I see a soft, beautiful Mexican people that make all those drinks.
Jenny.
That's badges you gotta get though. That's just part of the game. And this is like park. This is park.
You do have your little tones, though.
Then you play it on got 'em. You hit. This is street ball. This is park. This ain't. This is.
Starts coming at me.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Dudes gotta come with their bills. Whoever you gotta. Some of them might have them. Some of them might. You know, that's just part of the game.
She's a minority. I'm a minority.
I can't tell people. That's like you telling a dude now you 7 feet tall, you can't play. You gotta be 6 foot. That's whack. I don't do that.
This every day, especially now with a lot of Asian hate. Every time I go, I'm afraid
That's
for my
that's
life.
whack though. So
Because
then,
people will stop me.
what did I get
People
those
will be
badges
like, oh,
for?
you're the virus, you're this, you're that. I have kids
You know what I'm
that
saying?
are dealing with this right now. And for me, it's like, if
Don't
one day
make no
they watch
sense.
the show and seeing their mom being attacked, how are they going to live their life?
Meredith, when Mary imitated Jenny's Asian accent at lunch,
You at?
it seemed like you were giving her a pass. What's your response to that and what
Yeah, you
Jenny
left?
just said?
No, I assume when you say
Alright, so come on, let's play right here. I'm right here. You
about
got
in Zion at the Cinco de
No,
Mayo.
let this stretch full.
at the
Hurry up.
luncheon, when she made fun of my accent, you both sat there and laughed.
I did not laugh. It was a grimace. I was horrified and uncomfortable. I said no characters because I was trying to give a reminder to her that it was not
They
okay.
are. Who, the
But
other
I
team?
felt that.
But then,
Whitney is
during the
dead.
confrontation,
The other
at
team?
Whitney's party,
I'm telling they. All you had to do was guard the guard.
Then stayed silent.
Did anyone else come up with anything?
The other one was a fucking lock. I seen. I seen that.
Why?
So my understanding going into that moment was when you're dealing
see
with a comment that is prejudicial, you are supposed to really look to the party affected by it to get it
I seen
cued.
it.
And if I could do it again, I would have just said yes. The reason I didn't say yes is because before I was asked, is it offensive? Jenny responded to the same question, is it offensive? Mary had asked you, and you said, well, it's inappropriate. And I got very nervous that I was not being respectful of your own views.
I did say
And
it was
that's
very
why-
offensive. I said it was racist, very offensive, very inappropriate. You guys all heard it.
Yeah.
To me, it's a very discriminatory, racist kind of joke.
It doesn't seem like there was any question about whether what she said was wrong. I mean,
Agreed.
you can't say
Being
slanted.
respectful of
I mean,
your own views.
Very
It's terrible.
offensive. I said it was racist, very offensive,
Heather, you
very
said that Jenny
inappropriate.
looked like an
You guys
anime
all heard it.
character.
You gotta see to me, it's a very discriminatory, racist kind of joke.
It doesn't seem like there was any question about whether
It
what
was
she
not
said
because
was
you're
wrong.
Asian, which I realize
Agreed.
is terrible.
Where'd you go?
That it came out that
Your
way.
own views.
Very
It's terrible.
offensive. I I
You
said it
look
was
like a
racist, very
cartoon.
offensive.
Heather, you
Very,
said
you know,
Jenny looked like an
Physical,
She looked gorgeous.
you know, physically beautiful, ridiculously
Mhm.
over-designed anime character. Like you look like a cartoon.
That's the thing I
It was
have is
beautiful,
like
and I didn't
I love
mean
the
to be
compliment.
Asian.
I just don't like the labeling
I know.
of
I shouldn't have
me
said
as
that,
a minority, a woman of color.
I'm curious, do you have any, as the season, as you saw the season back, Meredith, do you have any regrets about going so hard for Mary or not speaking up more?
I definitely regret that moment for sure. And I did text Jenny a couple days later to make sure she knew that I felt horribly that she had gone through that and that she had my support. But I don't think I went quite so hard in support as the interpretation of it is.
You're always there for Mary. You always defend her. Even if I say something to Mary and I say, Mary, I'm trying to open up to you. I'm trying to talk to you when we went to Zion and we had that spa thing. And she's like, I'm not comfortable with that. I don't even know you. And you're just like, oh, okay. You should have been there and said, Mary, she's trying to open up to me. She's trying to be nice to you. Why can't you give her a
favor, Jenny? She's
but
an
you
adult
don't
woman.
friend. You are her
She is
friend.
an adult
Just
woman.
because she's
If
your
she
friend, you
wants
don't
to
turn a
walk
blind
away,
eye and
she
say,
can walk
oh,
away.
you can be rude to Jenny.
Why you think you got me these shoes cuando you got paid? I want those shoes.
Where you get them from?
At all, Mary.
Zara.
Every time
Well, Jenny, maybe that's because I felt under attack by you
Cost
the
$50.
entire season.
What is going on?
I can't afford streaming
We
anymore.
gotta start running more, me and you, and then we just gotta get a third. We need a stretch.
Oh, good.
Come on, come over
Are you
here.
a good neighbor? State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
No.
Corsair, thin skin. When I'm shaving down there, not just any
Hey, what, you wanna play twos?
Venus for pubic hair and skin with a patented irritation defense bar.
Yeah, I don't be in a tournament. There's another tournament. Some guy told me he was gonna host. I'm gonna play in that one.
I just want to get in more dramatic roles.
You don't have any dramatic work to show them.
Yeah, but I got the new Galaxy
Yeah, you in a
S22
stretch
Ultra
or
and
something.
Verizon 5G Ultra Wideband. It's got amazing video on a crazy fast network. I can film whatever I want. Come, you spirit. How's that?
Right there in the middle.
Are you filming? Good.
Can't talk. Online gaming out here is great.
Well, I only got 3 more loops to get this. Where for us now? Okay, I just sent you my reel.
That's fast.
Now at Verizon by the Galaxy S22 Ultra and the S22 Plus on us. 5G Ultra Wideband now in many more cities.
I feel like I stood up to you every time she said something. I stood up.
You did, but I don't feel it from you at all, Meredith. Every time
Well,
when it comes
Jenny,
to
maybe that's because I felt under attack by you the entire season. You went because you had made all these judgments and never once asked me a question.
What judgment did I make?
Well, let's start with on the way to ice fishing in
Okay.
the car with Lisa. I've known Meredith for a little while now, and she
Your definition of a little while, my
Don't cut me
definition
off,
of a little
please,
while
Jenny.
Okay,
You
let
don't
her
have a
finish.
Speak
Let
or
her
not.
finish.
I've known Meredith for a little while, and she tends to ice people out when there's conflict. I met you 1 week before. I don't know that meeting you 1 week before at a party is quite enough time to make a judgment on how I handle conflict. Let's start there.
Okay.
Okay? You also decided to take and misinterpret a lot of things I said
Oh, shit.
and create a lot of problems
Yeah.
between me and Jen where I thought we were in a peaceful
Who,
spot
the Santa?
momentarily. You told me she hired a private investigator to investigate me. That's what you said. I never hired a private investigator to investigate you. I hired an investigator to investigate why my family was receiving threats. You made this into something it wasn't. You never asked me. I saw you with your husband. Why wouldn't you call the police?
If you get text messages, do you go hire a private investigator or you go file a report? Who hired a private investigator to search this?
Why didn't you ask me if I called the police? I have a police report, Jenny.
Damn.
I did call the police. There
No,
was
how
no
you-
benefit of the doubt for me whatsoever. It was just, you made your choices and you went on.
Are you done?
You didn't ask me.
Are you done?
What else can we go to? Let's see. You are so offended by Mary's gift because you thought it was used.
Do you understand?
Fuck.
It's insulting to give someone a used item.
But they're not used. They're brand new.
It wasn't meant for me, Mary.
Yet my husband
You
received
need a
used golf
slashing
balls as a
playmaker.
birthday present from you.
That's what you have?
What? I gave you used golf
Yeah.
balls?
Yes. Yeah,
No,
I donated
Your three's gotta be higher, bro. Cause you already. It is?
Okay. Danny from Iowa City said, Lisa, did it surprise you to see Meredith so tolerant of Mary's ignorance?
That's a great question. Let me think how I want to answer this.
It's yes or no.
I was shocked that Meredith wasn't more vocal, but I do know that Meredith does not like unacceptable behaviors. So I was shocked that she wasn't as vocal as I normally would expect Meredith to be.
Jenny,
Can I speak to that for 1 second?
Yes.
You know, there's a lot that every relationship has a different dynamic, and Mary and I have a lot of moments where we speak one-on-one. Mary knows exactly where I stand.
I guess what good is it if you don't call her out in front of the other women or on camera, because then here we are having a...
Come on, bro, let's go.
There's plenty on camera.
Do something to that nigga. I got this fat fuck on me.
From LA said, we all agree that Mary was wrong for mocking your accent. When are you going to address, take accountability, and apologize for the fact that you constantly use a black scent? You roll your neck and you wag your finger.
They switched. Okay, you got big man then.
Depictions of black women when you talk to or about Mary.
No.
This is how I talk. You don't like it, you don't have to listen.
Damn it. How they put that fat fuck on you? You can't fucking kill that nigga.
I asked you about it on What's What Happens Live, and it just kept coming up. So I mean,
I don't see I have a black accent. I grew up in Long Beach, California. It shaped who I am. That's where I get my accent. And I don't understand why people look at me and said, when I talk to Mary, I have a black accent. I don't see that. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see I have a black accent? I have an accent. Whatever comes out, comes out.
Jenny, you threw a glass at Mary. Is that a little bit hypocritical to reprimand Mary for being violent with her words when you were violent with your actions?
I didn't throw it at Mary. I didn't hit Mary. If I want to hit Mary, I would have hit
Charger?
Mary.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Do you like Mary?
No.
Okay.
The reason why I don't like her because she didn't like me.
Okay.
I have a comment right here. So,
I love her dress.
when we were all together when we went tubing, I think you just went in really hot, and Mary, I feel like, was like, whoa, like you came in too strong.
But it wasn't toward Mary. I said, shut the f up and have some fun.
I know
and then
that
she
you're a guest at somewhere, and you're like, shut the f up and have some fun, and you're like, who the hell is this?
But I apologized to her when I did her makeup.
Hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's Mary Cosby.
And then...
What was that same dress that Cardi had in the award show? That purple dress? That shit is official.
Because it didn't stop there, and it seemed to always come up.
I did speak to her last week, and she told me that she didn't think that black people were capable of being racist.
They are. Everyone is capable of being racist.
We need to take a break. We'll be right back.
Our community is very diverse and dynamic in many ways. And so is our weather. That's why at Spectrum Bay News 9, we make sure you have the accurate information you need to plan your day every day.
We know that Tampa Bay weather can change quickly, and when it does, we're here tracking the storms so you know what to expect next.
Watch the Spectrum Bay News 9 weather experts on your TV and on the go with the Spectrum News app.
Bravo is your passport to the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip.
We're going to give them something to talk about.
Pack your bags and set your DVR for the ultimate trip every Tuesday night at 9 on Bravo.
Well, to be fair, all housewives stir the pot from time to time, but this season it seemed that one or two women were putting some extra muscle into mixing up the mess. Watch this.
I want to have some fun, get everyone together. We're going to gamble for charity.
Oh, I love that.
Whitney's going to be there. Do you and Whitney have an issue?
I don't have an issue.
With the party, there's been a hiccup. We've been asked to host events at the restaurant by Lisa's assistant. We can't do your event.
Lisa's sabotaging you.
I see
getting gifts from our friend group on social media.
Lisa, why would you ask if her feelings were hurt? You're planting a seed from the beginning.
No, I'm not. I wasn't.
The reason you planted a bug in Jen's ear.
I didn't plant a bug in her ear. Don't accuse me of doing something I didn't do.
All right. By a show of hands, who thinks Lisa is the pot stirrer in the group?
I'm like right here.
I think there's, don't raise your
More
hand
than
again.
one.
Think there's more than one.
One's on that couch and then one's on this couch.
I think that Lisa does a brilliant job of stirring the pot, and I always take the baton.
Why do you think Lisa? You raised your hand for Lisa.
I'll be real honest. I feel like I was played a fool.
So do I.
So do you.
I.
Who played you for a fool?
We'll talk about it.
Jill from Marlboro, New Jersey said, Lisa,